Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the Tinker Day. Whoop whoop. We're going to wrap up the little stuff on this cylinder head replacement, upgrade the brake, do the headliner on this vehicle, and it will be back in business. Let's go ahead and knock out the few things we got going on with this cylinder head, which is adding coolant, adding the serpentine belt, a couple other minor things, fire this puppy up, hook up the battery, install the computer. Installing the serpentine belt, I put the bolts right there so that makes that easy. Let's get that cracking. Got my serpentine bracket on. Before I put the serpentine belt on, I'm going to go ahead and roll my engine over a couple times. I don't remember doing that with cams put in that I'm not 100% sure which is exhaust and which is intake. I'm going to go ahead and do that, especially since I adjusted the timing with the IPD tool. So let me roll the crank over a couple times, make sure that's good, then put the serpentine belt on, which would add weight to the crank, rolling that belt over. So I'm gonna do it the easy way. So let me get this tire pulled back off. Gotta do the brakes anyway. Gotta lift the fuel rail back up. Need to put the securing guard on the fuel rail. The green injectors don't allow for this, but the white and blue injectors do. So we're going to put this back on the fuel rail to hold the injectors in place. The good thing is all three screws were still in the bottom of the fuel rail. These are the same screws that hold your rear wing on, the clips on the sedans, and the steering wheel trim under the steering wheel. So let me get this in place and screwed on. We have the serpentine belt on, the computer in, the oil dipstick in, the bracket under the intake manifold in, fuel rail resecured, coolant in the system, no leaks under the car. Ooh! Now we're going to put the OTE pipe on, hook up the battery, fire this puppy up. People, we are ready to go racing. Folks, I believe we are ready to fire this puppy up. We do not see the throttle body cover, but it may be around here somewhere. We're going to hook up this battery and start her up. So we have a new cylinder head. We have a lot of intake tubing replaced and corrected. We have new timing belt. We have new exhaust manifold and a few other minor things. Fresh injectors. So we're going to prime it a couple times and then hit the starter and start it. Oh, I need to replace this cap because this cap is cracked. Let me see if I can find the cap I bought the other day. I would bump the starter. I don't hear it. Yeah, just bump the starter. All right, I hear it that time. Turn it off. Do that 2 more times. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, start it. Woohoo! See if we got oil up here. Not yet. Hey, shut it off.
Shut it off.
Man, there ain't enough oil coming up here. Was there a low oil pressure light on? No. I didn't like that. I like to see oil sloshing around up there. It was just starting to get oil up there. Is this oil level low? Let's check the oil level. Here we go. Got a little smoke back there. No leak under the car, so that turbo drain fell back in place. That should be good. No smoke back here. That's good. We're looking good, folks. We're gonna let it idle for about 5 minutes. Then put the cover on, tighten up the mounts up top. The upper torque mount bolts are not tight. Then we're gonna shut her down, do the brakes. Next up, brake upgrade. We're going from these 280s to 302s. We're gonna break the caliper pins loose, take the caliper apart from the caliper bracket, then take the bracket off, then take the rotor off, then put the new rotor on, the new bracket, and put this caliper back on, and we'll be good to go. Looks like some good rotors if somebody needs a good set of rotors. My new tool for collapsing pistons, calipers. That should just be pushing that in nice and easy. Doesn't go in easy, could be time for replacement. And we're level. Did a full brake job. This caliper, somehow it seems like the inner piston, when I pulled the caliper away from the rotor, got extended. Then it wouldn't compress in. So we're looking for a new caliper, but somebody suggested we try to turn the piston a little bit. Tried that, tried to clamp front and back. Finally got that piston to collapse. Then it extended the other one, then couldn't get that one to compress until we released the bleeder screw. Once we released the bleeder screw, let some of that fluid out there. That fluid is in horrible shape. I think it might have had a loogie or something in there, but we're going to go ahead and get all fresh brake fluid in here. Right now we got the pump. We're going to pump clear brake fluid through here, the other side, then up front, and be done with this brake job. I have my fluid tester handy with me this moment. I'm not going to waste any time looking for it, but I did want you guys to see this fluid pour out of this little filter thing. Man, this stuff is thick and nasty. You want to change this brake fluid every couple of years, or get a tester and replace it when it's tested. This brake fluid's cheap. I mean, just do it. And Andrew has a tester. The man with a plan. Watch this light grow all the way up into the red. Time to replace the fluid. So we got this brake line disconnected and we still can't get fluid out of it. Come over the other side. We relieve pressure on that pin, it gushes right out. So we look under here where the brake line comes across to this Y, and Andrew notices that the brake line is pinched right there. Can't believe it. We don't know what pinched it. We're going to look at this exhaust, but something has pinched the brake line closed, and we're going to need a brake line to go from here over to that caliper, because that is pinched off. Not sure what pinched that. We don't see no mark on the exhaust, but that brake line is clearly pinched. Man, the only thing I could think of is at some point this suspension hit this exhaust or some exhaust and pinched that line off like that. That might have been pinched before you put this exhaust on. Because I don't see no mark on this exhaust. This exhaust didn't do that. Ain't that something? And this bracket that holds it is busted. So I probably never even... If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.